Welcome back, everyone. My name's Eltimar, and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left last time, we were headed into Threshold itself. This is the, I think, end of the game type area. We have so much loot that we can't sell or do anything with now. It's kind of a little sad that we are going to be left off with our 3.5 million gold. At the gates of Threshold, the darkness is dense and viscous. Like a brew in a cauldron, the darkness seems to devour all light pouring from inside. Look into the darkness. For a moment you think you can see blurred silhouettes inside, but then you realize that it's just your eyes playing tricks on you. Whatever is lurking in the darkness, it now lies low waiting. Waiting for you. Enter the fortress. Apparently there are people that are still with us, through thick and thin. The cultists, probably, honestly. Here we go. This is going to be a really interesting place. This is where the world wound started, and it is intense in here. Look at this place. Nocticula. You hear the voice of the lady in shadow. Well, well, well. After challenging gods, demon lords, and the world as a whole, Arilu's unruly creation is close to achieving his ultimate goal. But what will you do in the end? What choice will you make? After all, you don't want the wound to close. You'd rather die than lose your food supply and your access to Tiscari's realm. Nocticula. She's a worthless liar. She spins a web of intrigue as she skulks in the shadows, too afraid to show her face in battle. She has been spying on me, trying to deceive me. But a lie only holds its power until the truth is revealed, unlike the power of my scythe, which will never fade or diminish. When I'm done with a similar one and his preposterous crusade, I will drag the deceiver out of the shadows. She will know the wrath of Tiscari, a wrath that cannot be tricked, cannot be bargained with, and cannot be eluded. The same wrath that awaits the similar one. If you truly desire victory, why don't you join the battle yourself? Oh no, you'll never see me again, not till I step out of the shadows to deal you a fatal blow. Do you know what lies ahead? Better than anyone, and yet not well enough. You're about to confront the most lethal, powerful, and capable servant I've ever had. She is unmatched in her abilities, and you are her creation, her masterpiece. You are the only one who stands a chance of stopping her. The creation must surpass the creator. Stop playing games. I do not belong to you, and neither will my victory. Sure, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. What do you want from me? I'm simply observing. Things have devolved into total chaos. Could anyone have predicted this? Arilu, Iamade, myself? Could any of us guess that things would turn out this way? I have to go. Go, my worst mistake. Nocticula falls silent, but you hear a pure, clear voice. The voice of Iamade, our mistake, Lady in Shadow, and one day we will have to rectify it and save the world from the monster we have created. A goddess allied with a demon lord. It is extraordinary, but necessary. Do you see what you've done, Eltimar? You forced a demon and a goddess to work together. Inheritor, the situation calls for a divine smiting. And I'll think up a few tricks and traps myself. Nocticula's voice fades into silence, and you are left to ponder her ominous words. Alrighty, well, let's go in. Looks like there's a little bit of a battle going on here. For an entire century, we've been protecting mortal kind from you accursed demons. We are the warriors of the Wardstone who have been set free, and we are here to honor the debt to our liberator. Alright, let's just start murdering things. We have a surprise round, which is kind of nice. I'm just going to move this guy up, because he's kind of out of range. This little vortex is kind of in the way as well. Alright, that should be good. Alright, let's do this thing. More attacks. That was a good amount of damage. Wasn't quite as much as I thought it was going to be, though. There's a horrid locust swarm doing locust swarm things. There's a bunch of Deva who are doing Deva-y things. We do not do nearly that much damage to these things anymore. Alright, let's fight this one then. Let's finish this one off first. There we go. Oh, there's a succubus there too. I didn't even notice that one. Alright. Kill that one. That one's taking some serious damage now. Whatever damage resistance it had appears to have faded a little.
May I see your entrails, please?
One's dead. Actually, no, it's just the Devastating Greater Apocalypse Locust. They have some damage resistance or something. Or we're hitting the Swarmlings. I'm not exactly sure what was going on there.
Die!
Well, let's kill this thing first. That one's almost dead. The Deva are definitely not having a good day.
Let the attack commence.
Locust swarms remain, though.
Let the attack commence.
0 damage overall. Sweet. Always fun. I hate swarms. We are the swarm. We should be able to deal with swarms better than this, but we really aren't. We can do a little bit of damage to them at a time, but yeah, they deal. This should be doing 10. This should be doing like 14d6 damage a turn. 4 plus your swarm size d6. Our swarm size is, well, I can't check right now, but I think it's 13 or 12 at the very least. Should be doing 16d6 damage to these things a turn. And I guess it is. It did some damage there. Let's take a look here. So we dealt 65 damage, 18d6. Okay, so it is doing its damage like it's supposed to. These things are just annoying to kill. I'm also kind of curious. So if we go out of this form that we're currently in, the Swarm Feast form, and go to, say, the Devour form, or not the Devour form, the Swarm Infest form, do we still have ranged attacks, I wonder? I'm going to check. I am just curious to see how this plays out. Okay, that one's gone. So he should still have ranged attacks, but he doesn't. So you can only do ranged attacks when you're in swarm form. And maybe only if you're in swarm form at the beginning of your turn. Interesting.
May I see your entrails, please? Die!
It's taking some damage, it's taking its time dying. Now he can't hit from range. I think I screwed up his stuff. Well, he's gonna die anyways. Alright. Well, let's put this guy back into... Oh, we're in Swarm form, not Swarm Feast. Swarm Feast is the ranged attack version, not Swarm form. Swarm form is the defensive one. The Deva here. You saved us from being imprisoned in the corrupted Wardstone, and we have come to repay you. Our vigil has not ended yet.
I see blood.
We've gone the other way. I should check. Anyways, there's more swarms to kill. At least 2. And whatever that is.
Let the attack commence.
Our main character will deal with the swarmlings at least a little bit. These guys are easy-ish to kill.
May I see your entrails, please? Die!
I can do a little bit of damage to them with these guys. This guy can't do any damage, so there's no point.
Let the attack commence.
And we'll just kind of keep going here.
Burn! Slice! Behead! Yes, behead. Burn! Slice!
Don't know why I attacked. Can't do any damage anyways. We're not doing as much damage to these ones with our swarm. 924. What's doing damage to us? That's our attacks. Swarm piece is only dealing 4d6 damage.
May I see your entrails, please?
Gonna just do this and then this again.
Burn! Slice! Behead! Yes.
I know we're taking a little bit of damage, but I don't care too much about that.
May I see your entrails, please?
Just want to see if we can deal the actual damage. There we go, 74 damage. Okay, so it's now dealing the right bludgeoning damage.
Your entrails, please?
What is our swarm form size? 14. Okay, we disarmed that trap, and we're gonna go Back this way just for 1 second. I just want to check to make sure we didn't miss anything over here. But it does not appear like we did, so we're good. Let's turn around. This place is intense. There's a lot of weird magic things going on here. All this weird energy and these little vortexes. Zorges, rip this mortal apart. Baphomet will pay me handsomely for his head. I regret having to kill you, but I must listen to my mother. What the hell's a Zorges? Oh, it's Zara. It's Zara and Zorges. We met them in oh shit. Illusionera. That one died. Valor Ravagers could be coming in shortly.
Die!
Sword just took some damage. Zara's coming in. Not too concerned about them. I'm a little bit concerned about the Valor though.
Die! Burn!
I need to move up. Apparently I'm not close enough to deal like cleave damage or continue my round of attack against these guys. That's better. Not sure what that was, but he just killed, I think, some of his friends. Or hurt them anyways. So it just isn't doing anything.
May I see your entrails, please? Burn! Slice!
Where'd he go? Actually, oh, there he is. He just disappeared for a second.
Lead the attack!
Or he's just really hard to see in the ground. Okay, let's take Zara's loot, or at least the Balor's loot. Is Zara up here? No, Zord just is here though. It's got some punching daggers, which he never used. Actually, you know what? Just take it all. It's fine. Elven notes! Oh, those are useful for the storyteller.
No, backwards!
Can't go that way, okay. Up we go. Maybe we'll have some storyteller notes to give him by the very end of the game.
Trail me. No secrets
Trap,
can escape
and just
my
go around it.
gaze.
And there's some more monsters.
Shred them.
Easy fight, probably. Let's see what we got here. More swarms, which is the only annoying
May I
thing.
see your entrails, please?
Almost one apocalypse locust dead. And the locust swarms are getting hit as well. Yes, hit the locust swarms for me with ice.
May I see your
Cone of gold.
entrails, please?
With ice cone, the spell. We'll hit the Stormcaller next, I think. Although he is doing AoE damage, so maybe not. Let's just kill the Merilith. Let's let him do his spells. Do another Cone of Gold or something. Yes. Thank you so much for killing these for me. He is the nicest Galu we've ever met. Swarms are dying. He can't hit swarms, so it doesn't matter. Let's just attack him.
May I see your entrails, please?
Almost dead.
Die!
And there is one enemy left, just the succubus Deadeye, and then we're done.
Burn! Slice! Behead! Yes. Let the attack commence.
We have so much experience now. Like, if we actually kept going to level past 20 with this particular group, we would be easily level 40 by now. Gonna just take all those.
This way.
And moving on. Let's save. We haven't saved for a couple encounters, and it's probably a good idea to save a little bit more often in this place. This is the end of the game. Although, to be fair, the things we're fighting are dying in horrific ways against us.
Flesh.
We're not taking any damage. What is our saving throws like? Like, these two guys don't have very good saving throws, admittedly. But this guy, he does. Like, plus 40 to saving throws is quite a lot to saving throws. Our main swarm is the best swarm.
Entrails, please. Die!
quicken spells are pretty cool.
The attack is coming.
Let's murder these guys. There's 2 Stormcallers. And we are getting rid of them. Let's finish this guy off first. We missed a bunch of attacks. That's surprising.
Die, die.
No, we're close enough for our carry through attacks. There's also another Deadeye there I didn't notice. Alright, just 2 more succubi to go. 1. And shoot. Alrighty. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Just carry me.
I will say, the swarm that walks is ludicrously overpowered once you get to a certain point, though. Like, we are just unkillable, basically. The only thing that can kill us, and I found it out in a little bit ago, like a video or 2 ago, is when we fought that giant worm, we can get swallowed, and I think we would die in that fight if we got swallowed, because if all 3 of our characters get swallowed, they would just get eaten to death, and that would be it. I think that's maybe the only thing that can kill us. Or possibly like an instant kill spell, like maybe
Forwards. No,
weird
backwards. Backwards.
could maybe kill us. This is looking like a very serious room. I don't know what an Imeslin is? Imeslin. Integrity compromised. Planar balance factor displaced. Maintain the structure. At any cost, maintain structure. The quivering pile of metal bars bears little resemblance to a living creature. The voice that addresses you is the only sign of its sentience. Identification process complete. Crusaders recognized. Crusaders are enemies of Arilu Vorlesh. Initiating protocol. Communication with potential ally. Step 1. A request. Crusader, I ask you to attack and kill me. Why do you want me to kill you? Necessity. My existence sustains the energies and the integrity of the Threshold Fortress. The Threshold Fortress protects Arilu Vorlesh. Conclusion. My existence sustains the enemies of order. My existence must be terminated. Obstacle. Existing protocols. Self-destruction is prohibited. Self-defense is permitted. If you attack me, you will activate my self-defense protocols. I will defend myself and I will be destroyed in battle. This scenario fulfills the objective and does not contradict existing protocols. Conclusion. The Crusaders need to reach the most secure areas of the Threshold Fortress. My death will cause the collapse of Threshold's defenses. Therefore, the Crusaders must terminate my existence in order to achieve their objective. Risk assessment. My death may cause some of the fortress's exterior structures to collapse. It may be difficult to return to the entrance of the fortress. We'll grant your request. Let's fight. Thank you, ally. It'll be an honor to die in battle. Oh, that was cool. This must be like a very serious Aeon moment. Sorry, Meslin. This is gonna be not a glorious battle for you. You were just gonna die. Well, let's see what you can do. Well, you can't do anything. Okay, bye. Okay. Everything has become lava. Alrighty. Papers with the radically scribbled calculations and formulas. The words I promise are written repeatedly in the margins. Shards of several dozen large diamonds. They appear to have been used to cast unsuccessful spell, they appear to have been used in an unsuccessful attempt to cast spells. An empty stand that might have once held a large crystal, a simple diagram of a tower next to a quick sketch of a room with a large crystal in the center. A resurrection scroll that has been ripped to pieces. That's not super weird at all. Well, we're kind of lucky that this bookshelf appears to be lava-proof.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Did we just clean up the lab a little?
This way.
Okay. This is a whole new zone, technically. Whole new map. This is a big arena-looking place. Something about this strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, yet you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said, but you can only make out a few words. Finally, cease, sorcerer. I promise. I promise.
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why?
Arilu's silhouette looks as surreal as the sounds that fill the space. She's not looking at you, and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there's no trace of the hospitality she showed you at the entrance to the fortress.
My priestess earned power no mortal has ever known, yet she could not escape her mortal nature, nor the fate of all mortals. In her communion with the gods, she thought herself their equal, falling to the same mistake her insolent creation is making now. Ultimately, no matter how high mortals ascend, their fate is immutable. They are doomed to ignorance, insignificance, and despair. There is but one path to salvation. They must be reborn in the swarm of the great Discari. It will not be long before a similar one is granted his salvation, and the priestess will have it soon after.
It's over, Arilu. There's nowhere left for you to run.
Yes. It's decided. I will tell you the truth. Before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life?
Arilu barely speaks or seems to hear you. After a while, she turns towards you, as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment, and her expression changes. The tiredness in her eyes gives way to a cold, hard resolve. Knock yourself out. A villain monologuing in her evil stronghold? Wouldn't want to miss that. Arilu cringes slightly, but ignores your mockery.
This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the World Wound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand.
Arilu's voice drops to a hurried whisper.
Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge, and I suppose there is some truth to that. I did have reason for revenge. You've been to this secret part of my laboratory and know what I'm talking about. Or at least you have an inkling. My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Arilu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise.
What does all this have to do with me?
Nothing, as it turns out.
Arilu responds with some bitterness.
Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment, and had been sent on the path determined by the gods. Into the abyss.
Arilu is silent for a long moment, then speaks in a dull voice.
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death, and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free.
Arilu's voice grows stronger and a storm rages in her eyes.
And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the world wound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul, and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again.
Arilu chuckles.
And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul, like the soil takes a seed. I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
Will I? What's going on? Oh shit, that's a lot of things. Oh, we're getting Mythic 10. Nice.
I see blood. Blood!
I mean, this isn't that bad of a fight. I don't think we do Mythic 10 till after the fight, probably.
Burn! Slice! Behead! Yes, behead. Let the attack come in.
Almost dead. That Balor is going to come in pretty hard once it's... Actually, I don't know where it went.
Burn! Slice!
Did it die?
Behead!
Where did it go? Okay, well,
May I see your entrails, please?
I'm sure it'll appear when it's ready. There's the other Galu.
Die! Die!
There's the Balor. It's coming in.
May I see your entrails,
Let's
please?
just make it regret that choice.
Let the attack commence.
Just ridiculous.
Burn! Slice! Behead! Yes! Let the attack commence. Die! Die! Die!
Get out of the demi-plane is our goal. However, we are now the Swarm that walks level 10. And we can take some sort of... Probably just Piranha Strike level Mythic. Yeah. Good enough. Are we How many people are not in the right form right now? They must have been when we got kicked out of our... Like, we got kicked out of their forms somehow. Anywho, we're gonna do Swarm Clone. And now we have 5 swarms. How many are we allowed?
Quick, else we miss all the fun.
Allowed to have 5 clones at level 10 mythic rank. It's only 4 clones. Maybe it means 5 total group members, not 5 clones. They're all the same name. Because they're all just me. They're all just swarm me. Alright, we're gonna have to... No, they're all in... Okay, the wrong form. We're gonna quickly level them all up. I mean, not level them up, but equip them all with a bunch of equipment. The most that we can anyways. And this is also gonna be the end of our video because we're at 31 minutes. So we now have a full group of swarms. They're all going to be in Swarm Feast mode, so they can all hit from a range. And other than that, they're all just going to be as they are now. Our damage is now intensely high. We should be able to kill anything that stands against us. So, for now, I'm going to leave you guys here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I'll be able to see you next time. Take care.